There are moments in life when words are not just communication, they are revelations. They reveal the core of the person speaking them. If you've ever heard someone say any of these 6 phrases, take a moment, step back, and reconsider their place in your life. Because these words are not merely statements, they are warnings wrapped in casual conversation. What this really means is your feelings make me uncomfortable, so I'll diminish them to protect my comfort. Pay attention to this phrase. It's not sensitivity that's the problem, it's their inability to respect your emotional truth. Silence is a powerful response to anyone who invalidates how you feel. These words don't reflect gratitude, they reflect entitlement. They imply that your worth is conditional, tethered to their presence. But remember this, you bring value simply by being you. If someone uses their existence as leverage, it's time to walk away. This is an assault on your self-esteem. It's a seed of doubt planted to keep you from seeing your own light. Let me tell you, your worth is not defined by someone's ability or inability to put up with you. Leave this kind of thinking behind. This phrase is often used to shut down critical thinking or intuition. It's not overthinking if your instincts are screaming for attention. Your mind processes what your heart senses. Trust it. If someone can't engage with your concerns, they don't deserve your trust. The non-apology. It's not about them owning their part. It's about shifting the burden of their actions onto you. Accountability is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. Without it, there's no foundation to build on. This phrase is a refusal to evolve. It's a defense mechanism used to justify behaviors that hurt, manipulate, or stagnate. Growth is a choice, and refusing to choose it is a loud declaration that their comfort matters more than the relationship. So what do you do when you hear these words? You don't argue, you don't beg, you don't try to change them. You leave silently, firmly, and with your dignity intact. Walking away isn't weakness, it's strength. It's choosing your peace over their chaos. It's prioritizing your growth over their stagnation. And it's refusing to be fooled by words that are designed to control or diminish you. Silence is often the most powerful statement you can make. It doesn't just speak, it roars. And in that roar is your freedom. When someone says you're too sensitive, it might appear as a casual observation or even an attempt to offer constructive feedback. But beneath those words lies a deeper dismissal. It's not merely a comment about your feelings, it's a rejection of them. What this phrase truly communicates is that your emotions are inconvenient or uncomfortable for the person saying it. Instead of acknowledging your experience, they choose to diminish it, deflecting their responsibility to understand or empathize. Being told you're too sensitive often feels like being labeled as a problem. It can make you question your own emotional responses. Am I overreacting? Should I suppress how I feel to avoid being judged? These questions, while natural, point to the insidious effect of such dismissive language. It plants doubt about your worth and the validity of your emotions. Over time, this can lead to a damaging cycle where you second-guess yourself, minimizing your feelings to keep the peace, even when it comes at the cost of your own emotional well-being. But let's pause here for a moment and consider what sensitivity truly is. Sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a form of awareness, a heightened ability to feel and perceive. Sensitive people often pick up on nuances that others miss. They are attuned to changes in tone, body language, and the undercurrents of a conversation. Their depth of feeling allows them to experience life more vividly, both its joys and its pains. When someone dismisses this sensitivity, they are not merely brushing aside your feelings, they are devaluing a fundamental part of who you are. The phrase "you're too sensitive" shifts the narrative. Instead of addressing the issue at hand, it puts the spotlight on you, making your feelings the problem, rather than the situation or behavior that triggered them. This deflection can be especially damaging in close relationships where trust and mutual respect should be the foundation. Imagine expressing discomfort about something that was said or done, only to be met with this phrase. It doesn't resolve the conflict, it shuts it down. It signals that your emotions are unwelcome, and by extension, so is your voice. This kind of dismissal often reflects more about the person saying it than about you. They might lack the emotional capacity or willingness to engage with your feelings. They might be uncomfortable with vulnerability, either their own or someone else's. By labeling you as too sensitive, they shield themselves from the effort of introspection or accountability. It becomes easier for them to invalidate your emotions than to face their own discomfort. Understanding this doesn't necessarily make the sting of those words any less sharp. The real challenge lies in how you respond, not just to the person, but to yourself. When confronted with such dismissal, resist the urge to shrink or apologize for your emotions. Instead, remind yourself that your feelings are valid. They are an integral part of your humanity. Sensitivity is not something to be fixed, it's something to be embraced and protected. In moments when your sensitivity is called into question, consider the source. Is this person someone who consistently values and respects your emotions, or are they someone who habitually invalidates them? Understanding the context can help you determine whether the comment was a lapse in empathy or a pattern of disregard. In cases where the latter is true, it might be necessary to reevaluate the relationship or establish firmer boundaries to safeguard your emotional health. When honored, can be a gift. It allows you to connect deeply with others, to experience compassion, and to navigate the world with an acute sense of awareness. Don't let someone's inability to handle your emotions convince you that they are a burden. You are not too sensitive. You are exactly as you are meant to be, a person capable of feeling deeply in a world that often tries to numb itself. So the next time someone tells you you're too sensitive, pause and reflect on the truth of the situation. Are you reacting strongly because the moment calls for it? Are your feelings an authentic response to being disrespected, ignored, or hurt? If the answer is yes, stand firm in your emotions. You don't need to defend your sensitivity, you need to honor it. And if someone continues to diminish your feelings, it might be time to walk away, not because you're too sensitive, but because they're too unwilling to understand. When someone says, "You're lucky to have me," it can initially sound like a compliment, as if they are affirming their value in your life. But if you pause and examine the statement more closely, it reveals something far more troubling. This phrase often stems not from a place of mutual respect or love, but from arrogance and a desire to exert control. It's a manipulative tactic designed to elevate their importance while subtly diminishing yours. At its core, this statement isn't about gratitude or appreciation, it's about creating an imbalance. It suggests that the relationship is a one-sided favor they are doing for you, rather than a mutual connection built on shared effort and respect. By framing themselves as indispensable, they position you as dependent, fostering a dynamic where you may feel obligated to tolerate their behavior, even if it's hurtful or dismissive. The message is clear: without them, you would somehow be less, and that belief is both false and harmful. The phrase "you're lucky to have me" thrives on undermining self-worth. When repeated over time, it can make you doubt your own value. You may start to believe that they are indeed doing you a favor by staying, that you're not deserving of their attention or affection, or that finding someone else who cares for you in the same way would be impossible. This erosion of confidence is deliberate. It keeps you tethered to the relationship, hesitant to assert your needs or set boundaries for fear of losing them. This type of manipulation often surfaces in subtle ways. It might come after you voice a concern or express dissatisfaction with their behavior. Instead of addressing your feelings, they respond with this phrase, shifting the focus away from their actions and onto your supposed good fortune in having them in your life. It's a deflection away to avoid accountability by making you feel like the one who's being unreasonable. They may frame their presence as a gift, but true gifts don't come with strings attached or conditions meant to control. The irony, of course, is that a healthy relationship is never about luck. It's about mutual effort, shared respect, and an understanding that both individuals bring value to the connection. No one person should hold the power to define the other's worth. When someone claims you're lucky to have them, they're often ignoring the countless ways you contribute to the relationship. They overlook your kindness, your support, your love, all the things that make you an equally vital part of the bond. This phrase is their way of skewing the narrative to serve their ego, not the truth. Responding to such a statement requires clarity and strength. It's important to recognize that your value doesn't hinge on their presence. You were whole and deserving long before they came into your life, and you will remain so regardless of their opinion. If someone genuinely values you, they won't need to remind you of your luck. Their actions and words will reflect appreciation without condescension. Mutual respect doesn't need to be asserted through arrogance. It flourishes through humility and acknowledgement of each other's worth. When confronted with this phrase, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, is this person genuinely contributing to my happiness and growth, or are they using this sentiment to keep me small and dependent? Healthy relationships empower both individuals. They don't rely on tactics that create imbalance or fear. If their words consistently make you feel lesser, it may be a sign that the relationship is built on control rather than love. You are not lucky to be tolerated, manipulated, or diminished. You are deserving of a connection that celebrates you for who you are without conditions or condescension. Anyone who tries to convince you otherwise is not a partner but an anchor, weighing you down to serve their need for dominance. Walking away from such dynamics is not a loss. It's a reclaiming of your worth and freedom. You are not lucky to have someone who doesn't honor your value. They are fortunate if you choose to stay. And never forget, that choice is always yours. When someone says no one else will put up with you, it is more than just a hurtful comment. It is a calculated tactic aimed at eroding your self-worth and keeping you tethered to a relationship that is likely imbalanced or unhealthy. On the surface, it may sound like a blunt observation, but beneath it lies a deeper intention to make you doubt your value, your desirability, and your capacity to build meaningful connections outside of this relationship. It's a manipulation tool disguised as honesty, wielded to foster dependency and control. At its core, this statement thrives on insecurity, not necessarily yours to begin with, but theirs. People who use this phrase often fear losing the control they hold over you. By making you question your ability to be accepted, loved, or valued by others, they aim to create a narrative in which they are your only option. This isolates you emotionally, leading you to feel trapped and powerless, as though their presence in your life is the only thing keeping you from loneliness. The phrase, "no one else will put up with you," is not only an attack on your self-esteem, but also an implicit dismissal of your individuality. It reduces your unique qualities, quirks, and even your struggles to something unbearable or unworthy of understanding. It suggests that your imperfections make you unlovable, that they are doing you a favor by staying, and that you should be grateful for their tolerance. This shifts the dynamic of the relationship, putting you in a position where you feel indebted to them for simply being there. Over time, this can condition you to accept less than you deserve, to settle for mistreatment, or to stay silent when your needs are unmet. The danger of this tactic lies in its ability to create a cycle of self-doubt. Once you start believing that no one else would value you, it becomes harder to imagine leaving. You may start to internalize the idea that you are flawed or unworthy, which can make the thought of seeking support, love, or companionship elsewhere feel daunting, if not impossible. This emotional isolation is precisely what the manipulator intends. It ensures that their power over you remains intact. But the truth is, no one is beyond love or understanding. Everyone has their unique challenges, their strengths, and their flaws, and these do not make anyone unworthy of connection. Relationships are meant to be spaces of mutual growth, understanding, and respect, not prisons built on fear and dependency. Someone who genuinely values you will never use your vulnerabilities as weapons or make you feel like a burden for being yourself. Instead, they will encourage your growth, celebrate your individuality, and stand by you through challenges without resorting to manipulation. It's important to recognize this tactic for what it is: a projection of the other person's insecurities. Their need to diminish your self-worth often stems from their fear of inadequacy or their inability to foster a relationship based on equality. Rather than addressing their own shortcomings, they choose to focus on your perceived flaws, amplifying them to maintain a sense of control. Understanding this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help you see that their words are not a reflection of your value, they are a reflection of their fears. If you find yourself on the receiving end of this phrase, it's essential to challenge its validity. Reflect on the relationships in your life, friends, family, or colleagues who appreciate you for who you are. Think about the qualities you bring to the table: your kindness, your resilience, your authenticity. These are not traits to be dismissed or belittled. They are the foundation of your worth. Remind yourself that love and connection are not conditional upon perfection, and the right people in your life will embrace you fully, not put up with you. Leaving a relationship where such tactics are used can be daunting, especially if your confidence has been undermined. But walking away is not just an act of courage, it's an affirmation of your value. You deserve to be in relationships that uplift you, not ones that trap you in cycles of self-doubt. No one has the right to make you feel unworthy of love or acceptance. The journey to reclaiming your self-worth begins with recognizing the manipulation, rejecting its narrative, and embracing the truth: you are enough, just as you are, and you are deserving of relationships built on respect, kindness, and equality. When someone says you're overthinking it, it may seem like an attempt to calm you down or encourage simplicity, but often it carries a far more dismissive undertone. At its worst, this phrase is a subtle weapon used to undermine your instincts, invalidate your concerns, and plant seeds of self-doubt. It shifts the focus from the issue at hand to your thought process, implying that your perspective is flawed, exaggerated, or unwarranted. While overthinking can genuinely be a challenge for some, this statement, when used tactically, is more about silencing you than supporting you. At its core, your overthinking it is a minimization of your internal process. It discounts the time, care, and effort you've invested in analyzing a situation, instead framing your thoughtfulness as a weakness or an annoyance. It suggests that your observations are unimportant, or that you are blowing things out of proportion, regardless of whether your concerns are valid. This dismissal can be especially damaging in situations where you're grappling with uncertainty or trying to make sense of complex emotions or experiences. The phrase also has a way of undermining trust in yourself. When someone tells you that you're overthinking, it implies that your instincts are unreliable or that your ability to assess a situation is inherently flawed. Over time, hearing this can lead you to question your own judgment, even in situations where your intuition is guiding you correctly. Instead of feeling empowered to act or speak up, you might begin to second-guess yourself, fearing that you're being irrational or overly analytical. This tactic is often used to sidestep accountability. When you raise a valid concern or observation, hearing you're overthinking it redirects the attention away from the actual issue and places the blame on you for overanalyzing. It creates a convenient way for the other person to avoid addressing your concerns while simultaneously making you feel like you're the problem. This deflection can be particularly harmful in relationships as it prevents open communication and fosters an environment where your feelings and perceptions are consistently dismissed. This phrase can mask an underlying power dynamic. By telling you that you're overthinking, the other person positions themselves as the voice of reason, implying that they have a clearer or more accurate understanding of the situation. This subtly reinforces a hierarchy where their perspective is valid and yours is not. In extreme cases, this dynamic can evolve into emotional manipulation, where you are continually made to feel small, irrational, or overly emotional. Not all instances of this phrase come from a place of malice. Sometimes people genuinely believe they are helping by urging you to simplify your thoughts or look at the bigger picture. But even when well-intentioned, this statement often fails to offer meaningful support. It brushes past the nuances of your experience, leaving you feeling unheard and dismissed rather than validated and reassured. So how do you respond when someone says you're overthinking it? First, take a moment to pause and assess the situation. Are you truly caught in a loop of excessive analysis? Or are your concerns legitimate and worth exploring further? Reflect on whether the person making this comment has a pattern of dismissing your thoughts, or if this instance is an exception. Trusting yourself in this process is key. Your intuition and instincts exist for a reason, and they often provide valuable insights that deserve to be considered. If the comment feels dismissive or invalidating, it's important to assert your feelings. Calmly explain why the issue matters to you and express that you'd like your concerns to be heard without being dismissed as overthinking. For example, you might say, I understand you think I'm overthinking, but this is something that feels important to me, and I'd appreciate it if we could discuss it further. This approach redirects the focus back to the topic at hand while reinforcing your right to voice your thoughts. It's also crucial to surround yourself with people who respect and value your perspective. In healthy relationships, your instincts and concerns are not minimized, but rather acknowledged and explored. Those who genuinely care about you will work to understand your viewpoint, even if they don't entirely agree with it. They won't dismiss your thoughts as overthinking. Instead, they will seek to understand the root of your concerns and collaborate with you to address them. The phrase "you're overthinking it" often says more about the person who uses it than it does about you. It reflects their unwillingness or inability to engage with the depth of your thoughts or emotions. Your ability to think critically, analyze situations, and trust your instincts is a strength, not a flaw. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Stay confident in your ability to process the world around you, and remember that your thoughts and feelings are valid, even when others try to diminish them. "I'm sorry you feel that way" is a phrase that carries the veneer of an apology but lacks genuine accountability. On the surface, it might sound like an acknowledgement of your emotions, but a closer examination reveals its deflective nature. Rather than addressing the core issue or taking responsibility for the action that caused harm, this statement shifts the focus onto your feelings as though they are the problem. It's a subtle yet powerful way to avoid blame, invalidate your experience, and maintain control of the narrative. What makes this phrase particularly frustrating is its ambiguity. Unlike a direct apology, which acknowledges a specific wrongdoing, "I'm sorry you feel that way" centers on your emotional response rather than the action that triggered it. For instance, if you confront someone about hurtful behavior and they respond with this phrase, they are essentially sidestepping their role in the situation. Instead of saying, "I'm sorry I hurt you" or "I'm sorry for what I said," they imply that your feelings are an unfortunate reaction to something they see as neutral or justified. The statement also subtly absolves the person of responsibility. By framing the issue as your emotional response rather than their behavior, they shift the blame onto you. It creates a dynamic where you're left defending your feelings instead of discussing the original issue. This tactic can make you second-guess yourself, wondering if you're overreacting or being unreasonable. Over time, repeated exposure to this kind of deflection can erode your confidence in your own perceptions and experiences. "I'm sorry you feel that way" can feel dismissive. It lacks empathy and conveys an unwillingness to engage with your perspective. A genuine apology seeks to bridge the gap between two people by acknowledging harm, expressing remorse, and offering a path toward resolution. This phrase, however, often does the opposite. It closes the door on meaningful dialogue and signals that the person isn't interested in understanding or addressing the root of the issue. In many cases, this type of apology is used as a defense mechanism. The person saying it might be uncomfortable with vulnerability, accountability, or conflict. By offering a non-apology, they can quickly diffuse the situation without having to confront their own actions or make changes. While this may protect their ego in the short term, it damages trust and connection in the relationship over time. When you encounter this phrase, it's essential to recognize its limitations and decide how to respond. If the relationship is important to you, consider addressing the deflection directly. You might say, "I appreciate that you're acknowledging my feelings, but I'd like us to focus on the behavior that led to this situation." This approach redirects the conversation toward accountability while giving the other person an opportunity to engage more meaningfully. It's also worth evaluating the context in which this phrase is used. Is it part of a broader pattern of deflection and avoidance? Or is it a one-off instance where the person might not realize the impact of their words? In some cases, people use this phrase because they don't know how to apologize effectively or are unaware of how dismissive it sounds. Offering them a chance to clarify their intentions can sometimes lead to a more productive conversation. If the person consistently relies on "I'm sorry you feel that way" to evade accountability, it may be a sign of deeper issues in the relationship. Healthy relationships, whether personal or professional, are built on mutual respect, understanding, and a willingness to take responsibility for one's actions. If someone is unwilling to acknowledge their role in causing harm or consistently invalidates your feelings, it may be necessary to set boundaries or reconsider the relationship. A genuine apology requires more than just words. It demands accountability, empathy, and a commitment to change. "I'm sorry you feel that way" falls short of these standards, offering a hollow acknowledgement that does little to repair the harm caused. While it's natural to want validation and resolution, it's important to recognize when an apology is insincere or insufficient. Your feelings are valid, and you deserve to be in relationships where they are respected and addressed, not minimized or dismissed. When someone says, "This is just how I am," it often carries a tone of finality, as though their behavior, attitude, or habits are set in stone. At first glance, it might appear as an honest declaration of self-awareness or a defense of individuality. However, beneath this surface lies a refusal to grow or change, an attempt to mask irresponsibility as authenticity. Rather than being a statement of self-acceptance, it often becomes a convenient excuse for avoiding accountability or effort. At its core, this phrase shuts down dialogue. It implies that any attempt to address an issue or request a change is futile because the person believes their traits or actions are immutable. This can leave others feeling frustrated and helpless, as though their concerns are unworthy of consideration. It creates a barrier to meaningful communication as it dismisses the possibility of compromise or mutual understanding. In relationships, whether personal or professional, this unwillingness to engage or adapt can erode trust and connection. The notion of "this is just how I am" also contradicts the fundamental human capacity for growth. People are inherently dynamic, capable of learning, evolving, and adapting throughout their lives. To claim otherwise is not a testament to authenticity, but rather a rejection of responsibility. For instance, if someone exhibits hurtful behavior and justifies it with this phrase, they are essentially refusing to acknowledge how their actions impact others. Instead of addressing the harm or seeking improvement, they position themselves as victims of their own nature, unable or unwilling to change. Authenticity, in its true sense, is about being honest with oneself and others, but it does not absolve someone of the need to grow. Genuine authenticity recognizes the interplay between staying true to one's core values and being open to self-improvement. It embraces accountability, not as a threat to individuality, but as an opportunity to strengthen relationships and align actions with intentions. When "this is just how I am" is used as a shield, it distorts the meaning of authenticity, turning it into an excuse for stagnation. Another issue with this phrase is its dismissive tone. It often conveys a sense of resignation, as though the person has given up on trying to be better. It signals that they are unwilling to put in the effort required to address challenges, whether those challenges pertain to their behavior, communication style, or habits. This can be particularly damaging in relationships where mutual effort and adaptability are key. When one person clings to "this is just how I am," they place the burden of adjustment entirely on the other party, creating an imbalance that can lead to resentment. This phrase can be a form of deflection. By claiming their behavior is unchangeable, The person avoids confronting uncomfortable truths about themselves. It becomes easier to say this is just how I am than to face the vulnerability required for growth. Change often requires introspection, effort, and a willingness to step outside one's comfort zone, all of which can be daunting. However, avoiding this process only perpetuates the very issues that led to the conflict in the first place. If you find yourself on the receiving end of this phrase, it's important to approach the situation thoughtfully. Begin by recognizing the difference between genuine self-expression and avoidance of responsibility. Sometimes, people use this phrase because they genuinely struggle to see a path forward or lack the tools for self-improvement. In these cases, offering support or suggesting ways to address the issue together can be helpful. However, if the phrase is used repeatedly to shut down conversations or evade accountability, it may be necessary to set boundaries. For those who catch themselves saying, "This is just how I am," it's worth pausing to reflect. Ask yourself, is this truly about embracing your authentic self, or is it a way to avoid discomfort or effort? Consider the impact your words and actions have on those around you. Authenticity does not mean refusing to grow. It means being honest about where you are, while remaining open to who you can become. The statement, "This is just how I am," can be transformed into something far more empowering when approached with self-awareness and humility. Instead of using it to deflect or excuse, use it as a starting point for exploration. This is how I am right now, but I'm willing to work on it. Growth is not about abandoning who you are. It's about becoming the best version of yourself while honoring your core values. By rejecting stagnation and embracing the journey of self-improvement, you can build stronger, more meaningful connections with others and create a life aligned with your true potential. In life, the words people choose often reveal their intentions and the dynamics they bring into relationships. Phrases like, "You're too sensitive," "You're lucky to have me," "No one else will put up with you," "You're overthinking it," "I'm sorry you feel that way, and this is just how I am," are not just dismissive statements. They are subtle tools that can undermine your sense of self-worth, erode your confidence, and trap you in unhealthy dynamics. Recognizing these phrases for what they truly are, means to deflect, manipulate, or evade accountability, is crucial for your emotional well-being and personal growth. Leaving silently when confronted with such tactics is not a sign of weakness, but an act of self-respect. It is a powerful decision to protect your peace, prioritize your growth, and create space for relationships that are built on mutual respect, understanding, and genuine connection. You deserve to be in environments where your voice is valued, your feelings are honored, and your worth is never in question. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these insights. Remember, setting boundaries and walking away when necessary are acts of courage and self-love. Stay true to yourself and never settle for anything less than the respect and kindness you deserve. Thank you. Mate. As we stand on the brink of a new year, 2025 offers us something powerful: the chance to rewrite our stories. A comeback is not just about bouncing back, it's about coming back stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. But to make this comeback real, it requires more than motivation. It demands intentional planning, relentless execution, and an unshakable belief in what's possible. The first step in planning your comeback is understanding your why. Why do you want this change? Why now? Without a clear purpose, your efforts will lack direction. Your why becomes the North Star that guides you when the path feels unclear. So take time to dig deep. Ask yourself what's at stake if you don't make this comeback. What legacy are you building? Next, let's talk about setbacks. They're inevitable, but they don't define you. Reflect on the challenges you've faced, not to feel defeated, but to uncover the lessons they hold. Setbacks are opportunities to innovate, grow, and adapt. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Now, big goals can be intimidating, especially when you're starting over. That's why you must break them into smaller, achievable milestones. Each small win brings you closer to your ultimate vision and reminds you that progress is happening, even when it feels slow. Celebrate these wins. They matter. But a comeback is not a solo act. No one achieves greatness alone. Build a support system of people who believe in your vision, but are also honest enough to challenge you. Seek mentors, collaborators, and friends who push you to grow. And remember, part of this support system is also about letting go of toxic relationships that drain your energy or undermine your confidence. Resilience is your backbone in this journey. It's built not in grand gestures, but in daily discipline. Commit to habits that align with your goals, whether it's waking up early, investing in self-improvement, or taking care of your health. Resilience is the quiet strength that gets you through when the world doubts you. Visualize your success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself thriving in 2025. See the details, the sights, sounds, and emotions of that future version of yourself. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal. When you see it clearly, you believe it deeply, and belief turns into action. 2025 is a blank slate waiting for your story. It's your time to rise, to plan a comeback so strong that even you are amazed by what you've accomplished. So, as you leave today, I want you to remember this: the power to change your life is already within you. It's not about waiting for the right time, it's about becoming the right person for the time you're given. This is your year. Plan it with purpose. Execute it with passion. And claim the success that's already yours. Every great comeback starts with a compelling reason, a deeply rooted why that acts as the foundation for all your efforts. Without a clear purpose, even the most well-intentioned plans can falter under pressure. Your why is not just a motivator, it's the driving force that sustains you when the road becomes difficult and the challenges seem insurmountable. It's the difference between fleeting enthusiasm and unwavering commitment. Defining your why begins with introspection. Ask yourself, why does this comeback matter to me? What is at stake if I fail to act? These questions may seem simple, but their answers hold profound truths about your desires, values, and aspirations. Your why is deeply personal, reflecting your inner motivations rather than external pressures or expectations. It's not about impressing others or conforming to societal norms. It's about aligning your actions with your authentic self and long-term vision. Imagine your life a year from now. What would success look like? Who would you become? The answers to these questions help clarify your purpose. When your goals resonate with your core values, they naturally become more meaningful. For instance, if your comeback is rooted in providing a better life for your family, the emotional connection to that goal will keep you focused. If your purpose is tied to proving to yourself that you are capable of achieving greatness, that inner drive will fuel your determination. Whatever your why, it should ignite a sense of urgency and passion that propels you forward. Your purpose also serves as a compass, guiding your decisions and keeping you on track. When you're clear about why you're pursuing a comeback, distractions lose their power over you. Opportunities that don't align with your vision become easier to decline, and the fear of failure diminishes because your focus is fixed on what truly matters. A powerful why simplifies complexity, allowing you to prioritize your efforts effectively. Your why is the key to resilience. Setbacks and challenges are inevitable in any comeback journey. However, when you have a purpose that transcends the obstacles, you gain the strength to persevere. Consider the stories of people who have overcome extraordinary odds. They all share a common thread, a reason so compelling that giving up was never an option. Whether it was to prove their worth, create a legacy, or fulfill a dream, their why became their anchor in turbulent times. Your why also connects your present actions to your future self. It bridges the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. This sense of alignment creates a powerful momentum. When you wake up each day knowing that your efforts are contributing to something greater, your energy and focus increase. You begin to see each challenge as an opportunity to grow rather than a barrier to your progress. Defining your why is not a one-time exercise, it's an evolving process. As you grow and your circumstances change, your purpose may shift. This adaptability is a strength, not a weakness. Continuously revisiting and refining your why ensures that it remains relevant and inspiring. It also helps you stay connected to your goals on a deeper level, reminding you why you started in the first place. Your comeback in 2025 is an opportunity to transform your life, but transformation requires intention. Take the time to uncover your why and let it guide your journey. When your actions are driven by a clear purpose, every step you take becomes meaningful. Your why is the foundation of your comeback, the light that guides you through uncertainty, and the fuel that keeps you moving forward. Define it with clarity, hold on to it with conviction, and watch as it propels you toward the life you envision. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, but they are not the end of the story. While they may feel like barriers in the moment, they often carry valuable lessons that can pave the way for growth and future success. The key to moving forward is learning from these setbacks rather than dwelling on them. It's about shifting your perspective, transforming obstacles into opportunities, and using each experience as a stepping stone towards your ultimate goals. When faced with a setback, the first step is reflection. Take a moment to assess the situation with honesty and objectivity. What happened? What decisions or circumstances led to this outcome? This process isn't about assigning blame to yourself or others, but rather about uncovering the underlying factors that contributed to the setback. Perhaps it was a lack of preparation, an overestimation of resources, or even external circumstances beyond your control. By identifying these factors, you gain clarity about what needs to change moving forward. Reflection also allows you to separate the setback from your identity. Too often people internalize failure, seeing it as a reflection of their worth or abilities. This mindset can lead to feelings of shame, self-doubt, or even paralysis. However, setbacks are not personal failures, they are simply events. They don't define who you are, they are merely opportunities for learning and growth. By shifting your focus from what went wrong to what you can learn, you reclaim your power and take control of your narrative. Once you've reflected on the setback, the next step is to extract the lessons it offers. Every setback, no matter how challenging, holds insights that can inform your future actions. Perhaps it revealed a gap in your knowledge or skills that you can now address. Maybe it highlighted the importance of better communication, planning, or adaptability. Each lesson is a building block that strengthens your foundation and prepares you for the road ahead. Learning from setbacks also requires a willingness to adapt. If you continue to approach challenges in the same way, you're likely to encounter the same results. Growth demands that you embrace change and be open to new strategies, perspectives, and approaches. This adaptability is a hallmark of resilience. It's what enables you to pivot when things don't go as planned and to find new paths to success. It's equally important to let go of the emotional weight that setbacks can carry. Dwelling on what went wrong, replaying mistakes, regretting missed opportunities, or harboring resentment only serves to anchor you in the past. While it's natural to feel disappointed or frustrated, holding on to these emotions can cloud your judgment and drain your energy. Instead, focus on what you can control, your response and your next steps. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring the setback, it means acknowledging it, learning from it, and choosing to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Another vital aspect of overcoming setbacks is cultivating a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as fixed limitations. When you approach setbacks with curiosity and openness, you begin to see them as integral parts of your journey. They become catalysts for innovation, problem-solving, and self-discovery. A growth mindset transforms failure from something to be feared into something to be embraced. That setbacks are temporary. In the grand scheme of your life, they are just moments that can shape you but don't define you. Keep your focus on the bigger picture and don't lose sight of your long-term vision. Each setback is a single chapter, not the entire story. By maintaining perspective, you can stay motivated and resilient even in the face of adversity. Setbacks are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. They challenge you to grow, adapt, and persevere. By learning from them rather than dwelling on them, you transform moments of difficulty into opportunities for greatness. Use them to propel yourself forward, and you'll find that each setback brings you closer to the success you're striving for. Big goals are inspiring. They represent the dreams we aspire to achieve and the life we envision for ourselves. However, as exciting as they are, big goals can often feel overwhelming, distant, and unattainable. The secret to turning them into reality lies in breaking them down into achievable milestones, small, actionable steps that provide clarity, focus, and a sense of progress. This approach not only makes your grand vision manageable, but also keeps you motivated by celebrating every step forward. The process begins by clearly defining your overarching goal. What is it that you want to accomplish? Once you've identified the big picture, ask yourself what smaller steps or actions can lead you there. These steps become your milestones. Think of them as checkpoints along your journey, each one a critical piece of the puzzle that moves you closer to your ultimate destination. For example, if your goal is to start a successful business, milestones might include conducting market research, creating a business plan, building a prototype, or securing your first customer. Breaking down big goals into smaller milestones serves multiple purposes. First, it reduces overwhelm. When you look at a grand vision as one massive undertaking, it's easy to feel paralyzed by its enormity. However, when you focus on just one small step at a time, the path becomes clear and manageable. Completing each milestone gives you a sense of accomplishment, reinforcing the belief that your goal is within reach. Second, milestones provide a roadmap. Without them, it's easy to lose direction or become distracted by less important tasks. Milestones help you prioritize, ensuring that your efforts are aligned with your ultimate vision. They act as a guide, helping you navigate challenges and stay on track, even when obstacles arise. Another benefit of setting achievable milestones is that they allow you to measure progress. One of the most discouraging aspects of pursuing big goals is the feeling that you're not making headway. By establishing milestones, you create tangible markers of success that you can see and celebrate. Progress, no matter how small, is a powerful motivator. Each milestone achieved becomes evidence that you are moving forward, building confidence and momentum. Celebrating milestones is an essential part of this process. When you acknowledge and reward yourself for achieving a milestone, you reinforce positive behavior and create a sense of joy and accomplishment. These celebrations don't have to be extravagant. They can be as simple as taking a moment to reflect on your progress, treating yourself to something you enjoy, or sharing your success with someone who supports you. The key is to recognize the effort you've put in and to honor the progress you've made. Setting achievable milestones also cultivates discipline and consistency. Big goals often require sustained effort over time, and it's easy to lose motivation when the results seem far off. Milestones keep you engaged by providing regular wins that maintain your momentum. They help you develop the habits and routines necessary for long-term success, turning your vision into a series of daily actions. When setting milestones, it's important to make them specific, measurable, and time-bound. Vague milestones, such as work on my project, lack clarity and direction. Instead, be precise, complete the first draft of my proposal by the end of the month. This specificity ensures that you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it, making it easier to take action and track your progress. Flexibility is also crucial. As you work toward your goals, you may encounter unforeseen challenges or opportunities that require you to adjust your milestones. This is a natural part of the process. Being adaptable ensures that your milestones remain relevant and achievable, even as circumstances change. Setting achievable milestones is about creating a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's about turning dreams into actionable steps and celebrating the journey as much as the destination. Each milestone achieved is proof that you are capable of growth and progress, no matter how big the goal may seem. By focusing on these small victories, you build the momentum and confidence needed to reach your grand vision. Take one step at a time and watch as your milestones guide you to success. A successful comeback requires more than determination and effort. It thrives on connection. No matter how strong or independent you may be, the truth is that no journey toward transformation is ever a solo endeavor. The presence of a strong support system, people who challenge, inspire, and uplift you, is an invaluable asset in your pursuit of success. Surrounding yourself with the right individuals can make the difference between stumbling through challenges alone and thriving with encouragement and guidance. The foundation of a support system lies in choosing people who genuinely believe in your vision and have your best interests at heart. These are the individuals who not only celebrate your victories, but also stand by you during setbacks. They hold you accountable when you falter and encourage you to rise when you doubt yourself. Their unwavering belief in your potential reinforces your own faith in what you can achieve, even during moments when self-belief wavers. It's important to recognize that a support system is not built by accident. It requires intentional effort to cultivate relationships with people who add value to your journey. Start by identifying individuals in your life who inspire you, whether they are friends, family members, mentors, or colleagues. These are the people whose perspectives challenge you to think differently, whose advice helps you see clearly, and whose actions motivate you to strive for more. Seek out their guidance, share your goals with them, and let them know how much their support means to you. Diversity within your support system is also crucial. Surround yourself with people who bring different strengths and perspectives to the table. For instance, you might have a mentor who provides wisdom and strategic insight, a friend who offers emotional support, and a peer who shares similar challenges and can relate to your struggles. This variety ensures that you have access to a wide range of resources, advice, and encouragement when you need it most. The power of a support system lies not only in what others give to you, but also in what you give back. Relationships are built on mutual respect and trust. To cultivate a thriving support network, you must be willing to invest in others just as they invest in you. Be present for their successes and challenges, offer your encouragement and insights, and show genuine care for their well-being. This reciprocity strengthens bonds and fosters a sense of community that uplifts everyone involved. While a support system is a source of encouragement, it is also a space for constructive challenge. Surrounding yourself with yes people, those who only agree with you without offering honest feedback, may feel comforting but does little to foster growth.
True supporters challenge you to think critically, question assumptions, and push beyond your comfort zone. They hold you accountable to your goals, ensuring that you remain focused and committed to your journey.
Sometimes, building a support system also involves letting go of toxic relationships. If certain individuals in your life consistently undermine your confidence, doubt your abilities, or discourage your aspirations, it may be necessary to distance yourself from them. Your energy and focus are precious, and surrounding yourself with negativity can sap your motivation and hinder your progress. Choose relationships that nurture your growth rather than drain it. In today's interconnected world, your support system doesn't have to be limited to those you know personally. Online communities, support groups, and professional networks can be powerful sources of connection and inspiration. Engaging with like-minded individuals who share your goals or challenges can provide fresh perspectives, practical advice, and a sense of belonging. These virtual connections can complement your in-person relationships, adding another layer of support to your journey. A support system is more than just a safety net, it's a catalyst for growth. It reminds you that you are not alone, even when the road feels tough. The collective strength of those who believe in you empowers you to take risks, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward. Their presence adds depth and meaning to your journey, making every victory sweeter because it's shared. Your comeback is your responsibility, but it doesn't have to be carried out in isolation. By surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you, you create an environment where success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Together, you can navigate challenges, celebrate milestones, and build a future that reflects the best version of yourself. Resilience is the cornerstone of any successful comeback. It is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, and persist in the face of challenges. However, resilience is not an innate quality, it is a skill that can be developed and strengthened through discipline. By cultivating daily habits and embracing a mindset of growth, you can build the inner fortitude necessary to navigate the highs and lows of your journey. Discipline is the foundation of resilience. It is the commitment to show up for yourself every day, regardless of circumstances. Developing discipline begins with consistency. Establish a routine that aligns with your goals, and stick to it even when motivation wanes. This routine becomes a stabilizing force, providing structure and predictability amid the uncertainties of life. Whether it involves waking up early to plan your day, dedicating time to personal growth, or committing to a fitness regimen, these consistent actions reinforce your ability to persevere. Daily habits are the building blocks of discipline and, consequently, resilience. Start small and focus on habits that challenge you to grow. For instance, practicing mindfulness can help you remain present and calm during stressful situations, while journaling can provide an outlet for reflection and self-awareness. Exercise is another powerful habit that not only strengthens your body but also boosts your mental resilience by releasing endorphins and reducing stress. Each habit you cultivate is a step toward becoming more adaptable and resourceful. Setting clear boundaries is another discipline that fosters resilience. In a world filled with distractions, it is easy to lose focus and waste energy on tasks that don't contribute to your goals. Learn to say no to activities and commitments that detract from your purpose. Protecting your time and energy allows you to prioritize what truly matters and ensures that you have the mental and emotional bandwidth to face challenges head-on. Resilience also requires mental toughness, which can be cultivated through intentional effort. One effective practice is reframing your perspective on challenges. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. This shift in mindset helps you approach difficulties with curiosity and a problem-solving attitude, rather than despair or frustration. When you train yourself to find the silver lining in every situation, you build the mental resilience to navigate adversity with grace. Accountability plays a vital role in developing discipline and resilience. Share your goals with someone you trust, whether it's a mentor, friend, or accountability partner. Regular check-ins and honest feedback can keep you on track and motivated. Knowing that someone else is invested in your progress can inspire you to push through obstacles, even on tough days. Resilience is also strengthened by embracing discomfort. Growth rarely happens within the confines of your comfort zone. Discipline yourself to take on challenges that stretch your abilities and expose you to new experiences. Whether it's learning a new skill, tackling a difficult project, or stepping into unfamiliar territory, these moments of discomfort build confidence in your ability to adapt and overcome. Over time, you'll find that what once seemed daunting becomes manageable, and your capacity for resilience grows. Rest and recovery are equally important in the pursuit of resilience. Discipline doesn't mean pushing yourself to the point of burnout, it means finding balance. Allow yourself time to recharge both physically and mentally. Adequate sleep, healthy nutrition, and moments of relaxation are not indulgences but necessities for maintaining the energy and clarity needed to stay resilient. A well-rested mind is better equipped to handle stress and make sound decisions. Resilience thrives on purpose. Remind yourself of the why behind your comeback. When you have a clear vision of what you're working toward, it becomes easier to endure hardships and remain disciplined. Your purpose acts as a guiding light, giving you the strength to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Developing resilience through discipline is not a quick fix, it is a lifelong practice. It requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to confront your limitations. But as you build resilience, you also build confidence in your ability to navigate challenges and achieve your goals. With each disciplined action you take, you fortify yourself against the setbacks that will inevitably come, transforming them into stepping stones on your journey to success. Resilience, cultivated through discipline, becomes your greatest ally in making your comeback a reality. Visualization is a powerful tool for achieving success, and its impact cannot be overstated. By vividly imagining your goals and the life you aspire to create, you reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve them. This daily practice not only keeps you motivated, but also trains your mind to recognize and seize opportunities that align with your vision. Seeing yourself thriving in 2025 isn't just about dreaming, it's about programming your mind to turn those dreams into reality. When you visualize success, you engage your mind on a deep subconscious level. The brain doesn't fully distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. By mentally rehearsing your desired outcomes, you create neural pathways that reinforce positive behaviors and build confidence. For instance, if your goal is to excel in your career, visualizing yourself confidently presenting in meetings or leading projects helps you feel more prepared and capable when those situations arise in reality. To make visualization effective, it's crucial to engage all your senses. Don't just see the picture of your future, immerse yourself in it. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, and emotions associated with your success. If your goal is financial freedom, picture yourself in the environment that represents that freedom. Imagine the texture of the furniture in your dream home, the sound of waves, if you aspire to live near the ocean, or the feeling of satisfaction as you review your accomplishments. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the more real and attainable it feels. Consistency is key when it comes to visualization. Make it a daily habit, even if only for a few minutes. Morning and evening are particularly powerful times for this practice, as your mind is more receptive to suggestion during these moments of transition. Begin your day by visualizing yourself thriving, and end it by replaying the successes you aim to achieve. This not only sets a positive tone for your day, but also primes your subconscious mind to work toward your goals while you sleep. One effective approach is to pair visualization with affirmations. As you imagine your future, speak words of encouragement to yourself. For example, as you picture yourself thriving in 2025, affirm, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I attract success and abundance into my life." These affirmations help combat self-doubt and reinforce a mindset of possibility and determination. Another way to enhance visualization is by creating a vision board. This physical or digital collection of images and words represents your goals and aspirations. Place it somewhere you'll see it often, such as your workspace or bedroom. Each glance at your vision board serves as a reminder of what you're working toward, keeping your goals at the forefront of your mind. Visualization also works hand in hand with action. While imagining your success is inspiring, it's the actions you take that bring those visions to life. Use visualization as a guide to identify the steps needed to achieve your goals. For example, if you see yourself in a new career, imagine the skills and connections you'll need, then take concrete steps to acquire them. Visualization should be the spark that drives you to take consistent, purposeful action. Overcoming challenges is an inevitable part of any journey, and visualization can help here as well. Visualize yourself successfully navigating obstacles and remaining resilient in the face of adversity. By mentally rehearsing how you'll handle setbacks, you build confidence and reduce fear, making it easier to stay focused and determined when challenges arise. Visualization fosters gratitude, an essential component of success. As you imagine your thriving future, take a moment to express gratitude for the progress you've made so far and the opportunities that lie ahead. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's possible, creating a positive energy that attracts more of what you desire. Seeing yourself thriving in 2025 is more than a mental exercise, it's a commitment to aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your aspirations. Through daily visualization, you train your mind to believe in your success, prepare yourself for opportunities, and stay motivated on your journey. With each moment spent visualizing your future, you bring that future closer to reality. In conclusion, planning your comeback in 2025 is not just about setting goals, it's about transforming your mindset, building resilience, and taking intentional actions toward the life you envision. By starting with a clear purpose, learning from setbacks, breaking goals into achievable milestones, surrounding yourself with a strong support system, cultivating discipline, and visualizing your success daily, you create a powerful foundation for growth and triumph. Each step, no matter how small, moves you closer to the life you desire. Your journey is unique, and progress takes time. Celebrate your wins, learn from your challenges, and keep your eyes on the vision you've crafted. You hold the power to shape your future, and with unwavering determination, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself. Here's to a transformative 2025 and the extraordinary comeback you're destined to make.
Imagine standing in the midst of chaos, where every voice demands your attention, every event calls for your response, and yet you remain calm, unshaken, and resolute. In that moment, you wield the greatest power known to man, the power of not reacting. To control your emotion is not to suppress it, but to master it. It begins with awareness. The moment you feel anger, fear, or frustration rising within you, pause. Recognize that these emotions are but waves on the ocean of your consciousness. They rise, they fall, but they are not you. You are the stillness beneath, the observer who chooses whether to ride the wave or let it pass. Silence is your ally. When provoked, when tempted to defend or explain, remind yourself that silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It allows you to see beyond the moment, to perceive the broader picture. Reacting is easy, it requires no thought, no awareness. But to remain still, to respond with intention, is to rise above the fray. Your inner state is the architect of your outer reality. When you react impulsively, you scatter your creative energy. You become entangled in the web of circumstances, losing sight of your true power. But when you remain composed, you channel your energy toward your highest vision. The external world conforms to the stability of your inner world. What you react to, you energize. If you respond with anger, you feed anger. If with fear, you magnify fear. But when you choose not to react, you starve the negativity. It dissolves, unable to sustain itself without your energy. This is how you reclaim your peace and power. To master your emotions is to master the world. When you remain calm amidst conflict, you disarm those who seek to disturb you. When you respond with patience, you outlast those who seek to provoke you. Strength is not found in shouting the loudest, but in standing firm in your silence. Understand the power of patience. In your stillness, solutions arise. In your calm, the right opportunities present themselves. Life will test you, but every trial is an invitation to grow stronger, to refine your ability to choose response over reaction. So the next time you feel the urge to react, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, will this reaction bring me closer to the life I desire? Choose composure, choose clarity, and watch as your world transforms. Awareness is the foundation of emotional mastery, a concept often misunderstood as simply being alert or conscious. True awareness goes deeper. It is about recognizing your emotions as they arise, observing them without judgment, and creating the mental space needed to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It is the gateway to self-control, the pause that empowers you to choose your actions instead of being ruled by them. When you experience an emotion, your first instinct may be to label it anger, sadness, joy, or fear. These labels, while useful, can also confine you. They lead you to believe that the emotion defines you, that it is a fixed state rather than a passing experience. Awareness challenges this notion. It teaches you to see emotions as transient waves that arise within the vast ocean of your consciousness. Just as a wave does not define the ocean, an emotion does not define you. It is simply energy moving through you, a signal asking for attention, not control. To cultivate awareness, you must first slow down. In our fast-paced lives, emotions often go unnoticed until they explode into action or weigh us down with their unacknowledged presence. The key is to catch them early, in the subtle moments when they first appear. This requires mindfulness, a practice of tuning into your inner world without distraction. Pay attention to the sensations in your body, the thoughts in your mind, and the shifts in your mood. Notice the tightness in your chest when anger stirs, or the sinking feeling in your stomach when anxiety takes hold. These physical cues are the doorways to understanding your emotions. Recognizing your emotions without judgment is crucial. Judgment creates resistance, and resistance amplifies the very feelings you wish to manage. For example, if you feel anger and immediately think, "I shouldn't feel this way," you add a layer of guilt or frustration to the original emotion. This compounds the problem, making it harder to address. Instead, try acknowledging the emotion as it is. "I feel angry." No blame, no analysis, just recognition. This simple act of acknowledgement diffuses the intensity of the emotion, allowing you to see it more clearly. Awareness also creates a pause, a space between the stimulus and your response. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your instinct might be to honk, yell, or let frustration consume you. Without awareness, this reaction is almost automatic. But with awareness, you notice the surge of anger before it takes over. In that moment, you can choose: do I want to react in anger, or can I let this go and maintain my peace? This space, though small, is powerful. It is where freedom resides, the freedom to act intentionally rather than be driven by impulse. Over time, this practice of observing emotions and pausing before reacting rewires your mind. You begin to notice patterns, how certain triggers consistently evoke specific responses, how old wounds resurface in new situations, how your thoughts shape your feelings. With this understanding, you gain greater control over your emotional landscape. You are no longer at the mercy of external events or internal turbulence. You become the master of your experience. Awareness also fosters compassion for yourself and others. When you see your own emotions with clarity and acceptance, you naturally extend the same understanding to those around you. You recognize that everyone is navigating their own emotional waves, often unconsciously. This perspective reduces conflict and strengthens your connections as you approach interactions with empathy rather than reactivity. Awareness is not about suppressing or escaping your emotions. It is about meeting them with curiosity and grace, allowing them to flow through you without dictating your actions. It transforms emotional challenges into opportunities for growth, helping you align your responses with your values and goals. Through awareness, you gain the ability to create a life of intention, resilience, and inner peace. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, passivity, or indifference. However, silence, when chosen deliberately, is a profound act of strength and wisdom. It is a space where clarity emerges and thoughtful responses take shape. Resisting the urge to react, especially in the heat of the moment, is not about suppressing your feelings, but about creating the opportunity to channel them constructively. Silence is not the absence of action, it is the presence of intention. When faced with provocation, our instinct is often to react immediately. Whether it is to defend ourselves, assert our point of view, or retaliate, this reactive behavior stems from a place of ego. It is a knee-jerk response, driven by emotions rather than logic or understanding. While it might feel satisfying in the moment, impulsive reactions often lead to regret, misunderstanding, or escalation of conflict. Silence, on the other hand, gives you the power to step back, assess the situation, and choose a response that aligns with your true self. The first benefit of silence is the pause it creates. In that pause, emotions lose their grip, and reason has a chance to emerge. When someone criticizes or confronts you, silence allows you to process their words without the haze of defensiveness clouding your judgment. It gives you the opportunity to ask yourself, what is the true intention behind their words? Are they seeking understanding, or are they projecting their own frustrations? This moment of introspection can prevent you from saying or doing something that could damage relationships or your own sense of peace. Silence also disarms those who seek to provoke you. When people expect a reaction and are met with calm instead, they are often forced to confront their own behavior. Your silence reflects a refusal to engage in negativity, signaling that you are not easily swayed by external circumstances. It is a powerful way to maintain control over your emotions and the situation. By not reacting, you shift the dynamic, often diffusing tension and redirecting the conversation toward a more constructive path. Silence is a sign of self-confidence. It demonstrates that you are secure enough in yourself that you do not feel the need to prove anything to anyone. This quiet strength commands respect, as it shows you value your peace over temporary victories in arguments or confrontations. It also allows others to see you as composed and thoughtful, someone who prioritizes understanding over conflict. Silence is not only about withholding words, but also about listening deeply. When you choose to remain silent, you give yourself the chance to truly hear what the other person is saying, not just their words, but the emotions and intentions behind them. This active listening helps you respond in a way that addresses the core issue rather than just the surface conflict. It turns potential disputes into opportunities for connection and resolution. At times, silence is the only response that can communicate the depth of your understanding or the firmness of your resolve. Words can sometimes diminish the weight of a moment, while silence amplifies it. For example, in situations where no explanation will suffice or where emotions run too high for words to heal, silence speaks volumes. It conveys restraint, dignity, and wisdom, qualities that can transform even the most challenging interactions. Practicing silence requires discipline and self-awareness. It is not about bottling up your emotions or avoiding confrontation, but about choosing when and how to express yourself. It is about recognizing that not every situation requires your input, and that sometimes the most impactful response is no response at all. In the stillness of silence, you gain perspective. You are able to step out of the immediate moment and see the bigger picture. This clarity allows you to respond in a way that is not only appropriate but also constructive. It turns reactive impulses into deliberate actions, enabling you to navigate challenges with grace and composure. Silence is a tool for empowerment. It allows you to maintain control over your emotions, preserve your energy, and act in alignment with your values. By resisting the urge to react, you reclaim your power and choose responses that reflect your highest self. In doing so, you create a life marked by thoughtful interactions, meaningful relationships, and lasting inner peace. Your inner state is the foundation upon which your reality is built. Every thought, emotion, and belief you hold radiates outward, influencing the circumstances and experiences you encounter. Emotional stability is the cornerstone of this process, as it provides the clarity and focus needed to shape the life you desire. When your emotions are balanced and your mind is calm, you can direct your energy toward manifesting outcomes aligned with your intentions. Emotional stability begins with self-awareness. To create the reality you want, you must first understand the emotions that dominate your inner world. Emotions are like signals. They reveal your current state of being and point toward the beliefs and patterns that shape your life. When you feel frustrated or anxious, it is often a reflection of resistance or doubt within you. Conversely, when you feel calm, confident, and hopeful, you align yourself with the energy needed to manifest your desires. This alignment is the key to transforming thoughts into reality. Clarity of mind is essential for manifestation. A scattered mind, overwhelmed by conflicting emotions or doubts, cannot focus its energy effectively. Imagine trying to build a house without a clear blueprint. Each decision would be haphazard, resulting in a structure that lacks integrity. Similarly, an unstable emotional state disrupts the process of creation. By cultivating emotional balance, you provide yourself with a clear blueprint, allowing your thoughts and intentions to take form with precision and purpose. The power of emotional stability lies in its ability to maintain focus, even in the face of challenges. Life often presents obstacles, but how you respond to them determines whether you stay on course or veer off track. When you react impulsively to setbacks, you scatter your energy and weaken your ability to manifest your goals. However, when you remain grounded and composed, you maintain your connection to your vision, allowing it to unfold despite external disruptions. Emotional stability acts as an anchor, keeping you aligned with your purpose regardless of the storms around you. Your inner state also influences the energy you project into the world. Every interaction, decision, and action carries the vibration of your emotions. If you approach life with fear, anger, or doubt, you attract situations that mirror those feelings. On the other hand, when you radiate confidence, gratitude, and peace, you draw experiences that reflect those positive states. This is the essence of the saying, like attracts like. Emotional stability enables you to consistently emit positive energy, creating a reality that aligns with your highest aspirations. Emotional stability enhances your ability to visualize and focus on your goals. Visualization is a powerful tool for manifestation, but it requires a calm and centered mind to be truly effective. When your emotions are in turmoil, your mental images become distorted, and your intentions lose their clarity. By maintaining emotional balance, you create a mental environment where your visions can flourish. You see your goals not as distant possibilities but as present realities already within your grasp. Emotional stability also fosters resilience, a vital quality for achieving long-term success. Manifestation is not always an instant process. It requires patience and persistence. There will be moments when progress seems slow or obstacles appear insurmountable. In these times, your inner state becomes your greatest asset. Stability allows you to trust in the process, to believe in your ability to overcome challenges, and to remain focused on your desired outcome. It transforms setbacks into opportunities for growth and keeps you moving forward with unwavering determination. Emotional stability deepens your connection to the present moment. While it is natural to dream of the future, the present is where creation occurs. When your emotions are balanced, you can fully engage with the here and now, taking inspired action toward your goals. This presence amplifies your ability to manifest as it aligns your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you wish to create. In shaping your reality, your inner state is the most powerful tool you possess. Emotional stability is not just a shield against chaos, but a catalyst for transformation. By maintaining focus and clarity, you harness your inner power to manifest a life that reflects your true desires. As you cultivate this balance, you will find that the world around you begins to shift, aligning with the peace and purpose within you. Energy flows where attention goes, a principle that underpins the way we experience and shape our lives. Whatever you focus on, be it positive or negative, receives the energy required to grow and expand. This truth holds immense power, as it highlights the role of your attention in creating your reality. When you react emotionally to situations, you feed them with your energy, often without realizing the consequences. By consciously choosing where to direct your attention, you gain the ability to influence the trajectory of your life. When you react to a negative situation, you inadvertently fuel its momentum. Anger, frustration, or worry acts like fertilizer, nurturing the very circumstances you wish to avoid. Consider an argument. The more you engage in heated exchanges, the more the conflict escalates. Each reaction adds energy to the disagreement, entrenching both sides further into their positions. But if you resist the urge to react and instead maintain a calm and measured presence, the conflict loses its power. Without your energy to sustain it, negativity diminishes and eventually fades away. This principle is not about ignoring problems or pretending negativity does not exist. It is about choosing how to respond in a way that aligns with your highest good. Reacting emotionally to negativity often clouds judgment, leading to impulsive decisions that perpetuate the issue. However, when you step back and approach the situation with awareness, you can redirect your energy towards solutions rather than feeding the problem. Your energy is a finite resource, and where you invest it determines the quality of your life. When you pour energy into negativity, whether it is a challenging relationship, a stressful job, or a frustrating circumstance, you deplete yourself without making meaningful progress. Imagine carrying a heavy bucket of water and pouring it into a dry, barren field that cannot yield fruit. The effort exhausts you, yet nothing beneficial comes of it. Now imagine channeling that same energy into fertile soil. With care and intention, your effort leads to growth and abundance. This is the power of directing your attention wisely. Avoiding reaction to negativity does not mean suppressing your emotions. It means acknowledging them without letting them take control. When a situation provokes you, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? What am I contributing to by reacting? This moment of reflection can help you shift your focus from the problem to the solution, from the temporary discomfort to the long-term vision of peace and fulfillment. Focusing on positive aspects does not ignore reality, it reshapes it. If a coworker criticizes you unfairly, reacting defensively might seem natural, but it often escalates the tension. Instead, you can choose to focus on your work, your growth, and your ability to rise above the situation. By directing your energy toward improvement and maintaining composure, you not only protect your peace, but also create an environment where negativity struggles to take root. In your inner world, what you pay attention to expands. Dwelling on fears, doubts, or regrets amplifies their presence in your mind, making them appear larger and more insurmountable than they are. But shifting your focus to gratitude, possibilities, and strengths diminishes the hold of negativity. It is like turning on a light in a dark room. The shadows retreat, not because they have been fought, but because light has been introduced. Avoiding reaction also enhances your ability to influence others positively. When you refrain from reacting emotionally, you set an example of self-mastery that can inspire those around you. People are often drawn to those who remain calm and composed in challenging situations. By redirecting your energy toward understanding and empathy, you create a ripple effect that transforms not only your life but also the lives of those you interact with. The practice of consciously choosing your focus requires discipline and mindfulness. It involves recognizing the triggers that pull you into reactionary patterns and deliberately shifting your attention to what uplifts and empowers you. Over time, this practice becomes a habit, reshaping your inner state and consequently your external reality. Your energy is a gift, and your attention is the channel through which it flows. By choosing not to react to negativity, you reclaim your power and direct it toward what truly matters. As you cultivate this awareness, you will find that life begins to reflect the positivity and purpose you nurture within. What you choose to focus on will grow, and as you focus on the good, it will multiply, transforming your world in profound and meaningful ways. Mastery of oneself is the key to mastering the world. The ability to remain composed in challenging moments, when emotions threaten to overwhelm and chaos seems imminent, reflects a strength and confidence that few possess. It is not the absence of difficulty that defines true mastery, but the ability to navigate it with grace and unwavering self-control. This inner equilibrium, cultivated over time, empowers you to influence your surroundings, command respect, and achieve your highest aspirations. Self-mastery begins with awareness. To master yourself, you must first understand your reactions, impulses, and triggers. When faced with adversity, the natural instinct is often to react impulsively, whether in anger, frustration, or fear. These reactions, while momentarily satisfying, often lead to regret or unintended consequences. By observing your emotions without judgment, you create a space between stimulus and response. This space is where composure is born. It allows you to pause, reflect, and choose a course of action aligned with your principles and long-term goals. Remaining composed in challenging moments demonstrates inner strength because it requires discipline and self-restraint. Anyone can react in the heat of the moment, but it takes true power to hold steady when emotions run high. Consider the strength of a river contained by its banks. Its power is not diminished by the boundaries but directed and harnessed. Similarly, your ability to remain composed channels your energy constructively, turning potential chaos into order and opportunity. Confidence flows naturally from this sense of control. When you trust yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, you carry an aura of calm assurance. Others recognize this quality, often interpreting it as leadership or wisdom. The composed individual inspires trust because they appear unshaken, even in the face of difficulty. This confidence is not arrogance but a quiet knowing that you have the tools to navigate any situation. It is a magnetic quality, drawing people toward you and amplifying your ability to influence and inspire. Challenging moments test the depth of your self-mastery. When you encounter setbacks, criticism, or unforeseen obstacles, how you respond reveals the extent of your inner strength. Instead of succumbing to frustration or self-pity, the composed individual sees these challenges as opportunities for growth. Every difficult moment is a chance to practice patience, resilience, and self-control. Over time, these qualities become second nature, fortifying your character and expanding your capacity for success. Mastering yourself also transforms your perception of the world. When you are not ruled by your emotions, you see situations with greater clarity. Composure enables you to assess challenges objectively, without the cloud of anger or fear. This clarity allows you to make decisions that are not only effective but also aligned with your values. It also fosters empathy, as you can step outside your own emotional state to understand the perspectives of others. This understanding enhances your relationships and strengthens your ability to navigate social dynamics. The ripple effects of self-mastery extend beyond personal growth. A composed individual sets the tone for those around them, creating an environment of stability and focus. Whether in the workplace, family, or community, your ability to remain calm under pressure inspires others to do the same. This influence is particularly valuable in leadership roles, where composure can mean the difference between success and failure. A leader who remains calm in a crisis projects confidence and steadiness, reassuring those who look to them for guidance. Self-mastery is not about suppressing emotions or denying vulnerability. It is about understanding your emotions and choosing how to express them. Suppression leads to internal conflict, while healthy self-expression fosters balance. Mastery involves acknowledging your feelings, processing them constructively, and responding in a way that aligns with your intentions. It is the art of balancing strength with sensitivity, confidence with humility. Mastering yourself is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It requires continuous practice and a willingness to confront your own limitations. Each time you choose composure over reaction, you strengthen your inner foundation. Over time, this foundation becomes unshakable, allowing you to navigate life's storms with poise and confidence. Patience is often misunderstood as mere endurance or passive waiting, but in truth, it is one of the most profound expressions of strength and mastery. To wait without reacting impulsively, especially in moments of uncertainty or challenge, requires immense inner power. Patience is not the absence of action but the presence of wisdom, allowing you to act thoughtfully rather than react hastily. It creates the conditions for better decisions and aligns you with possibilities that might otherwise remain unseen in the fog of impulsiveness. When faced with a situation that provokes anxiety, frustration, or impatience, the instinctive response is often to act immediately to resolve discomfort. Yet this very urge to react can lead to decisions born from fear or haste rather than clarity and intention. Patience interrupts this cycle, creating space between the stimulus and your response. In that space, you find the opportunity to reflect, to gather information, and to align your actions with your higher purpose. It is within this pause that the seeds of wisdom are planted. Patience is not passivity, it is deliberate restraint. It is the recognition that not every situation demands an immediate response and that some outcomes are better served by waiting. Consider the process of planting a seed. No amount of rushing will make it sprout faster. The seed requires time, nurturing, and trust in nature's process. Similarly, many of life's challenges and opportunities unfold in their own time. Patience allows you to honor this natural rhythm, trusting that the right action will reveal itself when the moment is right. Waiting without reacting also opens the door to higher possibilities. Impulsiveness often narrows your vision, fixating on immediate problems or outcomes. Patience, on the other hand, broadens your perspective, enabling you to see opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed. When you resist the urge to act hastily, you allow time for new information, insights, or solutions to emerge. These higher possibilities often align more closely with your long-term goals and values, leading to outcomes that are not only effective but also deeply fulfilling. Patience is closely tied to emotional intelligence. To wait without reacting requires the ability to manage your emotions, to sit with discomfort without letting it dictate your actions. This is no small feat, as emotions can be powerful forces, urging you to act on impulse. Yet by cultivating patience, you develop the ability to observe your emotions without being ruled by them. You learn to acknowledge your feelings, whether they be frustration, fear, or excitement, while maintaining the clarity needed to choose your response wisely. One of the greatest gifts of patience is its ability to transform relationships. In interactions with others, reacting impulsively often leads to misunderstandings, conflicts, or regrets. Patience, however, fosters empathy and understanding. By waiting before responding, you create the space to listen deeply, to consider another's perspective, and to respond in a way that builds connection rather than division. This practice strengthens relationships and builds trust, as others come to see you as a person of thoughtfulness and integrity. Patience also aligns you with a deeper sense of purpose. When you wait without reacting, you demonstrate trust not only in yourself but in the unfolding of life. This trust is a powerful force, anchoring you in the belief that things will work out as they should. It shifts your focus from immediate gratification to long-term fulfillment, from fear to faith. This alignment with purpose is where patience reveals its ultimate power, guiding you toward a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Patience requires intention and mindfulness. It is a skill that grows with practice as you learn to pause and reflect before acting. Start with small moments: a delayed response to a frustrating comment, a mindful breath before making a decision, or the willingness to sit with uncertainty without rushing to resolve it. Over time, these small acts of patience accumulate, strengthening your ability to remain composed and thoughtful in even the most challenging situations. It is not about suppressing your desires or ignoring your needs. It is about channeling your energy in a way that serves your greater good. It is about recognizing that not all battles need to be fought immediately, that not all problems require instant solutions. By cultivating patience, you align yourself with the flow of life, allowing its natural rhythms to guide you toward outcomes that are not only better but often beyond what you could have imagined. Patience becomes the ultimate power. It grants you the strength to wait with intention, the clarity to make wise decisions, and the trust to align with higher possibilities. It is a quiet but profound force, shaping your life from the inside out and enabling you to navigate challenges with grace, wisdom, and purpose. In mastering the art of patience, you unlock a power that transcends the moment, guiding you toward a life of deeper fulfillment and meaning. In mastering the art of not reacting, you unlock a transformative power within yourself, one that grants you clarity, strength, and alignment with your higher purpose. By cultivating awareness, embracing patience, and resisting the urge to feed negativity, you step into a realm where your emotions serve you rather than control you. This mastery not only shapes your inner state but also ripples outward, influencing your reality, relationships, and opportunities in profound ways. True strength lies in composure, and true wisdom lies in choosing your responses with intention. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with this inner mastery, you rise above fleeting impulses and gain the ability to shape a life that reflects your highest self. Remember, the power is not in reacting but in consciously creating moment by moment. Thank you for taking this journey of reflection and empowerment. May you continue to cultivate the strength to master yourself, and in doing so, master your world. Today I want you to hear this truth with the deepest part of your being. The universe is about to return everything you've lost. The losses, the disappointments, the heartbreaks, they are not the end, but simply part of a greater cycle. What you've lost was never truly lost. The universe does not take things from you without a plan to return them, and in many cases the return is far greater than you could ever imagine. Your thoughts shape your reality, and in this moment everything that you've desired is on its way to you. You may not see it yet, but I assure you, the wheels are in motion. You see, the law of attraction is not some abstract idea. It's a law that operates every moment of every day. Your thoughts are the energy that commands the universe to deliver what you need. If you've been feeling as if you've lost everything, let me remind you, you have only been in a period of waiting, a time for your thoughts to align with the abundance that is already yours. Do not look at your circumstances, your current reality, or the things that seem impossible. Instead, believe. Believe in the unseen. Trust that the universe is responding to the powerful thoughts you've been holding in your mind, thoughts of restoration and reclamation. The key to unlocking this return is your unwavering faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith in the process. Your desires are already on their way. Now you must surrender to the process. Release any need to control the how or the when. The universe works in its own time. When you stop chasing, stop questioning, and stop worrying, you open the space for the miraculous to enter your life. It's time to trust that what is yours will always come back to you. You are a creator, and the universe responds to your vision. Visualize every single thing you've lost, whether it's a person, a possession, or an opportunity, returning to you in its highest form. Imagine it now, feel it as if it's already in your life, and know that your visualization is shaping your future. The clearer your vision, the faster your reality will reflect it. In the midst of this journey, always remain grateful, even for the losses. Gratitude is the energy that brings more of what you want into your life. When you thank the universe for what you've lost, you open a channel for it to come back, multiplied and perfected. Right now, the universe is at work, returning to you everything that you've lost, and so much more. Keep the faith, keep the vision clear, and stay open. Everything is returning to you, and it's going to be more magnificent than you could have ever imagined. Every experience, every encounter, every circumstance in your life, whether good or bad, has its roots in the thoughts you have held in your mind. This is the fundamental truth behind the law of attraction. The law of attraction is not some mystical concept, it is a universal principle that governs your existence. It is the very mechanism through which your reality is created. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas or passing whims. They are powerful energies that shape the world around you. When you understand this, when you truly grasp the significance of your thoughts, you realize that you are the creator of your life. The universe, in its vast and infinite wisdom, responds to the energy you emit through your thoughts. Every thought you think sends out a frequency, an energetic signature into the universe. And the universe, in turn, mirrors that frequency back to you in the form of experiences, people, and events. Whether you are conscious of it or not, you are constantly sending out vibrations into the world. If you are focused on scarcity, lack, or fear, the universe will reflect more of that back to you. If you are focused on abundance, love, and possibility, the universe will respond with more of the same. One of the key aspects of the law of attraction is that it doesn't distinguish between positive and negative thoughts. It doesn't care whether you're thinking about something you want or something you don't want. The energy behind your thoughts is what matters. For example, if you constantly worry about not having enough money, you're emitting a vibration of lack and scarcity. The universe, without judgment, responds by bringing more lack into your life. It doesn't matter that your intention is to have abundance, the frequency you're sending out is one of not having enough. And so that becomes your reality. On the other hand, when you focus on what you desire, when you align your thoughts with abundance, the universe has no choice but to respond accordingly. Abundance is not a limited resource. There is more than enough for everyone. The universe operates on an infinite scale, and your ability to tap into that abundance begins with your thoughts. When you consistently think about wealth, health, love, and success, you begin to attune yourself to the frequency of those things. As your thoughts align with this higher vibration, the universe starts to rearrange itself in order to bring those things into your life. But it's not just about positive thinking. It's about genuinely shifting your mindset, your emotions, and your belief system. It's about aligning every part of your being with the abundant nature of the universe. You must feel the emotions of abundance in your heart, not just think the thoughts. The thoughts and feelings must match, for the universe responds to your vibration as a whole, not just one aspect of it. If your mind is filled with thoughts of wealth, but your heart is filled with fear of not having enough, then you are sending out conflicting signals. This inner conflict is what causes delays and struggles in manifesting your desires. The key to unlocking the power of the law of attraction is to align your mind with what you want, and to do so consistently. It's not enough to think positively for a few minutes or days and expect the universe to respond. The law of attraction requires persistence. It requires that you consistently focus your thoughts on what you want, and that you feel gratitude for the things you have even before they manifest in your life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can emit. When you are grateful for what you have, the universe will bring more things for you to be grateful for. As you begin to align your mind with abundance, you will notice that your reality begins to shift. Opportunities will appear that you never saw before. People will come into your life who resonate with your newfound vibration. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, will bring you what you have focused on. But remember, the law of attraction is not magic. It is simply the natural response of the universe to the energy you are emitting. The more you align your thoughts with abundance, the more the universe will respond with abundance in your life. The power has always been within you. It is now time for you to claim it. You are not a passive observer in the world, simply drifting through life as events unfold around you. You are the creator of your reality, the architect of every experience you encounter. This truth is not just a philosophical concept, but a fundamental law of the universe that governs your existence. Every moment of your life is the result of the thoughts, beliefs, and actions that you have chosen in the past. And in every new moment, you hold the power to create and recreate your reality. The idea that you are the creator of your life can be difficult to grasp for many. We often find ourselves caught in the belief that external circumstances, other people, or forces beyond our control determine the course of our lives. But this is an illusion. The truth is, you are the one who shapes your world. Your mind is a powerful tool, capable of shaping your life in ways that may seem impossible at first glance. When you realize this, when you truly believe it, everything in your life begins to shift. Your thoughts are the blueprint for the reality you experience. Just as an architect designs a building before it takes form in the physical world, your mind designs your reality before it manifests in your life. Every idea, every desire, every goal you hold in your heart is the foundation for what you will eventually see around you. If you focus on what you want, rather than what you don't have, you are laying the foundation for a future that aligns with your desires. The key is to consciously direct your thoughts, to choose thoughts that empower you, and to reject those that limit you. When you understand that you are the creator of your reality, you realize that you also have the power to rebuild and restore what has been lost. Whether it's love, wealth, health, or peace of mind, the power to manifest and restore these things is within you. Nothing is beyond your reach, for you are the one who holds the keys to your own transformation. You are not at the mercy of external forces. Instead, you are the force that shapes the world around you. What you have lost is not gone forever. It is simply waiting for you to restore it with your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Restoration begins with a shift in perspective. It requires you to recognize that loss is not permanent, but rather an opportunity for growth. When something is taken from you, whether it's a relationship, an opportunity, or a piece of your own sense of self, it is a sign that something better is on its way. But in order for that better thing to come, you must first recognize the power you have to create it. You must believe that you are worthy of what you desire, and you must be willing to rebuild your life in alignment with your highest vision. To manifest, rebuild, and restore, you must first become aware of your thoughts and beliefs. You must question the narrative you've been telling yourself about what is possible. Have you been believing in scarcity or lack? Have you been telling yourself that it is too late to have what you want, or that you are not deserving of success and happiness? These limiting beliefs are the very things that keep you from creating the life you desire. When you change your internal narrative and begin to believe in your ability to create, everything around you begins to change as well. But this process does not happen overnight. You must be patient, persistent, and committed to your vision. As you focus on what you want to create, you will begin to see signs that the universe is working in your favor. Opportunities will arise that align with your new mindset. People will come into your life who support and uplift you. The pieces will fall into place in ways that seem almost magical, but they are the natural result of the power you have harnessed within yourself. You are the creator of your reality, and the universe is always responding to your thoughts and feelings. The power to manifest, rebuild, and restore is yours. The only question is, will you take control of your life and use that power to create the reality you deserve? The choice is always yours, and the universe is waiting for you to step into your full potential. Faith is a powerful force, an unseen energy that flows through the fabric of your reality, connecting your desires to their eventual manifestation. It is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Faith allows you to trust in the unseen forces of the universe, even when the physical evidence of your desires seems absent. It is the belief that what you seek is already on its way to you, regardless of what your current circumstances suggest. Faith is not just about believing in something abstract or intangible. It is an unwavering trust in the process of creation. When you have faith, you acknowledge that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you can't see it with your physical eyes. It is the understanding that the circumstances around you do not dictate the outcome of your desires. The outer world is merely a reflection of the inner world, and faith gives you the strength to believe that your inner world is more powerful than anything external. When you truly understand the power of faith, you realize that it is not dependent on what you can see or hear. Faith is an internal knowing that what you desire is inevitable. It is the confidence that, despite appearances, the universe is aligning everything in your favor. This knowing comes from within, from the understanding that the universe is not limited by time or space. It works on a higher plane, orchestrating events, people, and opportunities that align perfectly with your desires. It's important to note that faith is not a passive state of waiting. It's an active force that requires you to remain committed to your vision, even when challenges arise. In fact, the more you are faced with adversity, the stronger your faith must become. Faith is not just believing when things are going well, but trusting in the process even when things seem to be falling apart. It's in these moments that your faith is tested and strengthened. When your current circumstances do not align with your desires, it is easy to doubt, to question whether the universe is really on your side. This is where faith becomes crucial. Faith is the ability to remain steadfast in your belief, even when everything around you seems to be saying otherwise. It is the courage to continue moving forward with the knowing that the universe is at work, behind the scenes, rearranging things for your highest good. You see, the universe does not work according to the timeline you have in mind. Your desires are already in motion, but they may not manifest according to your expectations or at the exact moment you want them. This is where the power of faith truly lies, in trusting that the universe's timing is always perfect. Faith allows you to release the need for control and surrender to the flow of life. It's about trusting that even if things don't look the way you want them to right now, everything is unfolding as it should. To have faith is to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the belief that what you desire is already yours. When you trust that the universe is guiding you, you stop trying to force things into place. Instead, you take inspired action, knowing that the steps you take are leading you toward your desired outcome. Faith is not about sitting back and doing nothing. It is about taking inspired action with the confidence that the universe is working alongside you to manifest your dreams. One of the greatest gifts faith gives you is peace. When you trust in the unseen forces at play, you no longer have to worry about how or when your desires will manifest. You simply know that they will. Faith removes the fear of the unknown and replaces it with an inner peace, a knowing that everything is unfolding in divine order. Faith is the key to unlocking the doors of manifestation. It is the power that allows you to believe in the inevitable return of what is yours, even if your present circumstances suggest otherwise. When you cultivate unwavering faith in the process and in the universe, you open yourself to receive everything you've ever dreamed of, knowing that it is already on its way. Trust in the unseen forces, for they are always working in your favor, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your deepest desires. Surrendering to the process of manifestation is one of the most profound shifts you can make in your journey of creation. It requires a deep understanding that while you are the creator of your reality, you are not in control of every detail, every timing, or the precise way in which your desires will unfold. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, operates on a level far beyond your current understanding, and it knows exactly when and how to return what is rightfully yours. Your role is to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires, but then to let go of the need to control how they will manifest. Attachment to the how and the when is one of the most common obstacles to manifesting your desires. You may have a clear vision of what you want, but often the mind begins to obsess over how it will happen. Will it come through a certain job, relationship, or opportunity? When will it arrive? The more you focus on these questions, the more you create resistance to the very thing you want. You are essentially telling the universe that you don't trust the process, that you don't believe it has a better plan for you. The truth is, you are not meant to control the details. Surrendering to the process means trusting that the universe will deliver what is meant for you in a way that you could not have possibly anticipated. The universe works in its own time and space. This means that it does not operate on the same linear timeline that we often impose on ourselves. The universe is not bound by time, and it is not confined to our limited perceptions of how things should unfold. It is working behind the scenes, aligning people, opportunities, and circumstances in a way that is perfect for your growth and evolution. What may seem like delays or detours are simply the universe making sure that everything falls into place in the most harmonious way possible. When you surrender to this process, you stop trying to micromanage the unfolding of your desires. You release the pressure to make things happen at a certain speed or in a specific manner. Instead, you begin to trust that everything is unfolding in divine order, even if it doesn't match your initial expectations. This shift in perspective allows you to relax into the process, knowing that the universe is always working in your favor. Surrender is not about giving up on your dreams, it's about letting go of the need to control the timing and the how. It is about trusting that you are worthy of what you desire and that the universe will bring it to you in the most perfect way. When you trust the process, you free yourself from the anxiety and frustration that come from trying to force things into existence. You create space for your desires to manifest without the resistance of doubt and fear. One of the most liberating aspects of surrendering to the process is that it allows you to focus on what truly matters, the present moment. When you are not consumed with worrying about the future or how things will unfold, you can fully immerse yourself in the here and now. You can enjoy the journey, appreciating every step along the way, and trust that your desires are being guided toward you. The universe is always in motion. Even when you cannot see it, it is constantly rearranging circumstances and orchestrating events to bring you closer to your desires. Your job is to stay aligned with your vision, Remain open to the possibilities and allow the universe to work its magic. When you stop trying to control every detail, you create space for miracles to unfold. Surrendering to the process also involves releasing any attachment to outcomes. Sometimes we become so attached to a particular outcome that we close ourselves off to other possibilities. We may become fixated on one specific way that things should manifest, and in doing so, we limit the flow of energy. When you let go of attachment to a specific outcome, you open yourself up to the infinite possibilities that the universe has to offer. You trust that whatever is meant for you will come, and that it will come in the perfect form and timing. Surrender is the key to receiving everything you've ever desired. It's about trusting in the flow of life and the wisdom of the universe. When you let go of the need to control the how and when you align with the natural rhythm of creation, you become a vessel through which your desires flow effortlessly into your life. By surrendering to the process, you allow the universe to return to you what is rightfully yours, knowing that it will come at exactly the right time and in exactly the right way. Trust in the process, and everything you desire will manifest in perfect harmony. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It is an energy that can shift the trajectory of your life in an instant. When you express genuine gratitude for what you have, for the things that are going well, and even for the things you've lost, you create a powerful energetic channel that allows the universe to respond in kind, returning to you that which you have expressed appreciation for. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a vibration that communicates to the universe your openness to receive more, to receive even greater abundance. The act of gratitude is an acknowledgement that you are already abundant. It may be easy to express thanks when everything is going well, when you're receiving the things you desire, but true power lies in expressing gratitude for what has been lost. When you can appreciate what you've lost, even if it seems like a setback or a disappointment, you send a message to the universe that you understand its greater plan. Loss, in this sense, is not permanent. It is a temporary moment that has made space for something even better to come into your life. By giving thanks for these losses, you open yourself to receive far more than you could have imagined. Gratitude aligns you with the energy of abundance. When you focus on the good in your life, no matter how small, you begin to shift your vibration. Every moment of gratitude you express raises your energy and sends a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more. The more you are thankful, the more you attract into your life. Gratitude is not about the circumstances in which you find yourself, but about your attitude toward them. It is an invitation for the universe to bring more into your experience, whether it's more love, more wealth, or more opportunities. It's an open invitation to receive all the blessings that life has to offer. The universe works on a law of resonance. Like attracts like, and when you send out positive energy through gratitude, you create a frequency that attracts similar energy back to you. The energy of gratitude vibrates at a high frequency, and the universe, which is always in motion, responds in kind. As you express appreciation for what you have, even if it is just the simple, everyday things, you open yourself up to a flow of energy that matches that high vibration. This flow can bring back not only what you've lost, but even more of what you desire. It's the law of abundance in action. When you are grateful for what you've lost, you are essentially closing the door to lack and opening a window to abundance. Often people focus on what is missing from their lives, what they don't have, and this focus keeps them locked in a state of scarcity. But gratitude shifts that focus to what you already have, even if it's just the lessons learned from past experiences or the growth that has occurred from the challenges you faced. By shifting your focus in this way, you create an energetic space for the universe to return to you that which you've lost, and even more, in a way that you couldn't have planned. The key to this energetic exchange is sincerity. True gratitude is not simply saying thank you for the sake of it. It is feeling the energy of gratitude deep within your being. It is a heartfelt appreciation for everything in your life, including the difficult moments. When you genuinely feel gratitude, you raise your vibrational frequency, and this aligns you with the flow of abundance. You become a magnet for blessings, and the universe responds by bringing you even greater opportunities, love, wealth, and experiences that align with your desires. It is important to remember that gratitude does not mean resignation. It is not about accepting circumstances that you do not want to remain in. Rather, gratitude is about acknowledging that everything is temporary and that the universe is always in motion, working behind the scenes to bring what is best for you. When you focus on gratitude, even in times of loss or difficulty, you are signaling to the universe that you trust the process, that you believe that better things are on their way. By consistently practicing gratitude, you open yourself up to a constant flow of blessings. The more you appreciate, the more you create space for the universe to give you more to appreciate. Gratitude is a continual cycle. What you give, you receive. What you appreciate expands. When you express gratitude for what you've lost, you create an energetic channel that allows the universe to bring it back in even greater abundance. You allow your desires to return to you multiplied, and this abundance flows to you in ways that are often beyond your imagination. Gratitude is a key to unlocking the universe's abundant flow. It is a tool for manifesting everything you've lost and more. When you practice gratitude for all that you have and for all that you've lost, you align with the energy of abundance, inviting the universe to bring your desires back in even greater form. The power of vision is an often overlooked yet essential tool in the process of manifestation. To visualize with intensity and clarity is to activate the creative power that lies within you. When you hold a clear mental image of what you desire to return to you, you are essentially programming your mind and the universe itself to bring that vision into physical reality. The clearer and more vivid your vision, the quicker the universe will respond, aligning people, events, and circumstances to bring that vision to life. Your mind is a powerful instrument that can shape your reality, and vision acts as the blueprint for that creation. Vision is not merely daydreaming, it is a focused, deliberate practice that involves engaging your imagination, emotions, and senses in the process of seeing your desires as if they are already here. The more detailed your vision, the more potent it becomes. For instance, if you are visualizing the return of something you've lost, whether it's a relationship, financial abundance, or peace of mind, you must see it clearly in your mind's eye. Imagine the feelings associated with having that thing again, how it looks, how it feels, the emotions it stirs within you. When you can vividly imagine your desires and experience the emotions tied to them, you send a strong signal to the universe, a signal that is charged with energy and intent. This energy becomes the force that compels the universe to respond. Clarity in your vision is crucial. The more precise and focused you are about what you want, the more accurately the universe can deliver it. If your vision is muddled or vague, the universe cannot align to your desires effectively. Think about a time when you've been unsure about what you wanted in life. How did the outcomes manifest? They were often unclear or unsatisfactory because your desires were not specific enough to draw the universe's full attention. To manifest with speed and ease, you must define exactly what you want. The clearer your mental picture, the more precise the action of manifestation becomes. One of the most powerful aspects of vision is its ability to shape your reality through focused thought. When you hold a vision in your mind and consistently return to it, you are reinforcing that reality, training your mind to believe it is possible and inevitable. Every time you visualize your desires with intensity, you are taking a step closer to seeing them materialize in your physical world. Your thoughts, which are the precursor to your actions, begin to align with the vision you are holding. As a result, you begin to see opportunities, people, and situations in your life that are in harmony with your vision. What once seemed impossible now becomes an achievable reality because you have trained your mind and energy to align with the very thing you seek. When you are deeply invested in your vision, you infuse it with emotional energy. Emotions are the fuel that propels the manifestation process. The universe responds to the energy of emotions. And when you pair your vision with powerful emotions such as joy, love, and gratitude, you are sending out a magnetic force that attracts your desires with greater speed. The emotional component adds another layer of depth to your vision, making it more potent and more likely to manifest. It is the emotion you feel as you visualize your desires that speeds up the process, for emotion is what gives vision its power. Visualization should be done with consistency and dedication. Just like any skill, the more you practice, the stronger it becomes. By dedicating time each day to visualizing your desires with clarity and intensity, you are reinforcing the image in your subconscious mind. The subconscious is where true creation begins. It is the foundation from which your thoughts and actions spring. When you train your subconscious mind to accept your vision as reality, the external world begins to shift to match that internal image. Your actions, your words, and your energy all begin to reflect the vision you hold. And this alignment is what speeds up manifestation. It is important to remain patient while visualizing, as the universe works in its own time and space. However, when you hold a clear vision with intensity, trusting in the process and releasing attachment to how and when it will unfold, the manifestation process is accelerated. Your unwavering belief in the power of your vision acts as the catalyst that drives the universe to bring your desires into form. The power of vision is an extraordinary tool that, when used with clarity and intensity, can bring anything you desire back into your life. The clearer your vision, the faster the universe will respond. Visualization, when paired with emotion and consistency, creates a powerful energetic force that aligns your mind, body, and the universe to bring your desires to fruition. By embracing this power, you are not just waiting for things to happen, you are actively co-creating your reality, with the universe as your partner in manifestation. The clearer you see it, the sooner it will come to you. In conclusion, the universe operates through the powerful principles of alignment, faith, and gratitude. By trusting in your vision, embracing the energy of gratitude, and surrendering to the natural flow of the universe, you unlock the potential to bring back everything you've lost and more. The clarity and intensity with which you visualize your desires, coupled with unwavering faith in their return, will inevitably align your reality with the abundance you seek. Remember, you are the creator of your experience, and everything you've lost is simply making space for something greater. Trust the process, remain patient, and stay aligned with the energy of what you want to bring back into your life. Thank you for your time, your focus, and your dedication to manifesting all that is rightfully yours. The universe is already responding to your intentions.